The music, do you like that kind of music?
Oh yes, I was very impressed. I mean, by seriousness of the revelation of such movements too as well. I mean, which is like seriously very determined in some things or another. Of what the rock and roll of itself is, for reasoning with ideals of how people seriously superiorify their like kind of acceptance or non-acceptance or literature of itself too. So I mean, it's like a part of the literature. I mean, so music, which is like seriously, circumferentially defines its cultural superiority of how it's seriously, how do you call it, like as reimmunizing the tendency of being out of it. So I mean, because a lot of rock and roll sometimes was reimmunized into something how this was culturally perceived as well, because it's like in some ways with ideas of incarnation that used to be immune culture, immune sustenance. You might say too. I mean, like people didn't have any. I mean, that's even in Russia. So I mean, it's in the category of that aspect of refinement. And of course, I mean, rock and roll is very attractive form of it. How do you call it? International music. Yes, most definitely. And it's like in supplements, a lot of different modernization too. Because I mean, rock and roll of itself modernizes its multiplicity, right? Because it in the sense of its simplicity, it's very multiple. It's very transcending, and of course, I mean, it's abolishes in senses sometimes, of perception, a lot of different ideas of how convalescences or whatever it is, can come up with different ideas of what they must carry out for themselves. I mean, to either, stick with it or not to stick with it, right? I mean, so it takes different, ideals, because some people, they criticizing, they say it's too harsh for them, or maybe some people say, no, it's absolutely fine, and, everybody has different, appeal of how liberal it is, or could have been seriously superiorified in the tendency of liberal discussation. Because in some cases, in Russia, for instance, I mean, liberal cases which used to be proposed, I mean, were very defined seriously into the underground too as well. I mean, because it wasn't like so easy to categorize and achieve, along with practice of it and civilization and even organizing practically was very difficult too as well, because not so many people wanted to be how do you call it, brought up into
right.
the fascination of that.
It was an obligation.
Right. Well, it used to be groups of people who used to be, making their surveys. I mean, on a lot of different things, because surveys of it, studies wasn't so like spread, right? Like it was like seriously, how do you call it?
Influence.
Yeah, like obtain on it. I mean, it wasn't too much
right.
of the differentiation where you can obtain upon it, like. Because everything was like a little bit secluded too as well. I mean, a lot of things which used to be.
It wasn't appreciated as much as it is in these days.
Right. And then it was a lot of coalitions too happening, right? I mean.
Collaboration.
Because the political committee, for instance, of its idealization had completely different, statuses. Because most of the differentiated ideas are uplifted with. scarcity of statuses of political ideals, and then immediately of its concept. It used to be like a lot of different either rather to idealize or could have been seriously like brought up into the those patterns where people could seriously appreciate, right? I mean, because the structure of musical concerts used to be absolutely different with its grammar, because most of the classical, of course, classical idea of its own history, political history over there, right? Like here too in the United States. There used to be like, spending a lot of different, things which used to be put apart in equivalence of what ideals who would be interested for. Because standard of idealizing the proceedings used to be withdrawn from the proceedings which used to be culturally idealized on the indoors of political sophistication, indoors of its abundance of sophistication. Because other people, they couldn't either participate or they were driven to the point that they had to find a way how they would seriously, get into the confinement of its disparity along with cultural, how do you call it, like indulgence, right? Like, or indulgence of superiorifying something. Like, because, I mean, rock and roll is superiority too. I mean, you cannot go twice about it that it's not superiority. It is